Glory to Jesus Christ, and welcome to St. Cyril Methodius Orthodox Church in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm the pastor, Father Gregory. Good to have you with us this morning. Well, it's just about 8 o'clock here in Madison, Wisconsin, and we'll have liturgy in about an hour and a half. But I thought I'd just let everybody know that we're open and we'll be here. And hopefully you'll be able to join us, maybe in person or certainly online. So, however you're here, we're glad to have you. This morning, as I was checking my email in the wee hours of the morning, as I often do before going off to church, I got David French's newsletter. I subscribe to his newsletter. And if you don't know, David French used to work for write for National Review. Now he has his own thing that he does. He's an attorney, a former U.S. Army combat veteran. So really quite an impressive guy, an evangelical Christian as well. One of the things that he mentioned today in his newsletter, which I thought was worth sharing, and I had shared it as well on Facebook, is he argues for the necessity, or talks about the necessity of Christians in the marketplace practicing prudence. His specific example is to take to task Christians who, without evident threat to physical safety, decide to open carry either handguns on their hips or sometimes long rifles over their shoulders, and that has led to some fairly tragic consequences. Most recently here in Wisconsin, in Kenosha, where the young man killed two and shot and injured a third in the riots. But prudence is not just a matter of not carrying handguns. He also points out that it's one of the reasons why we wear masks and practice social distancing in church, even if we're not 100% certain about the necessity of that. I'm going to move a little bit out of the light here. But I've been thinking about other occasions where prudence seems to take a second place to ideology. Often I will hear Christians be very critical about the marketplace, about free enterprise, about the creation of wealth. And while I think there is certainly something to be said for having a little bit of moral skepticism about wealth and business, I think sometimes we tend to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So I offer that because French talks about problems on the right. I thought I would talk about problems on the left, where but left, right, whatever we are, I think Christians need to, in fact, practice the virtue of prudence. And prudence is a virtue. It's that ability to do the right thing. And the right thing is determined not by abstract moral principles, but by having our eyes firmly fixed on the goal, which is the kingdom of God. Prudent actions are those actions that bring us or other people closer to the kingdom of God. Imprudent actions, however, are those things which obscure the kingdom of God or cause people to move further away from the kingdom of God. A few weeks ago in the grocery store, got in line at the self-check, and I realized that the man at the self-check on just to the right was open carrying. He had his Glock on his hip, and he had his spare magazines, and he had a T-shirt on that said "Clown Posse," and he had a sort of a kind of a scary clown mask that he was wearing. And that's hard to see that without thinking this man is intentionally being provocative. He's trying to scare people. I don't know about his religious affiliation or not. I don't know if he's Christian or a believer of any kind. But the fact of the matter is that his actions were imprudent because they caused unnecessary anxiety to people. As a Christian, I have a responsibility to live in a way that fosters peace. That doesn't mean I have to roll over and do whatever it is I'm told just to avoid a conflict. But I do need to be cautious about those moments or those times when I am tempted to do things which I know are provocative. Look at Facebook. You'll see very quickly that Christians on all sides of all sorts of issues disagree, but that sometimes you find posts that seem meant to antagonize or to irritate or to upset. The prudent individual doesn't do these things because the prudent individual knows, the prudent Christian knows that his or her obligation is to bear witness to the kingdom of God. And so you always have to stop and ask myself, is what I'm about to say, what I'm about to do, is this really going to reveal the kingdom of God? Is it going to bring people closer to Jesus Christ, or is it just going to make me the center of attention? If it makes me the center of attention, it's not prudent. And though we sometimes don't think about it this way, to engage in imprudent actions, to do things that we know or should know, obscure the kingdom of God or cause people to turn away from the kingdom of God. These are sins. These are very serious sins. If you're an Orthodox Christian and you are in the habit of engaging in prudent actions, you need to come to confession before you come to Holy Communion. We don't really talk about imprudence as a sin that requires confession, but it does. So anyway, um, ask God to help you become prudent. I know I asked God to help me become prudent. And practice prudence. Practice doing the right thing for the right reasons. Practice doing those things which draw other people closer to Jesus Christ and the kingdom of God. Well, like I said, it's a little after 8 o'clock here. Have liturgy in just under an hour and a half. Hope you have an opportunity to join us. If you do join us online, give us a little thumbs up or a heart or care thing, a little care emoji, whatever, so that we know you're there. Maybe make a comment. Tell me what you think about the liturgy or about the sermon. Always good to hear from you. All right. Well, see you in just a little bit. God bless you and bye-bye.